The one thing people tend to realize is that they wasted a lot of time when life was normal. Okay, it's not just what they did with their time. It's not just that they spent too much time working or compulsively checking email. It's that they cared about the wrong things. They regret what they cared about. Their attention was bound up in petty concerns, year after year, when life was normal. And this is a paradox, of course, because we all know this epiphany is coming. But don't you know this is coming?
What do you desire? What makes you itch? What sort of a situation would you like? What would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? What do you want to do? When we finally got down to something which the individual says he really wants to do, I will say to him, you do that, and forget the money. Because if you say that getting the money is the most important thing, you will spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is, to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
Now, fear is going to be a player in your life, but you get to decide how much. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it.
If you recognize that you've won the lottery on some level, and you are in a position now where there are billions of people who would consider their prayers answered if they could trade places with you, right? And there'll be a time in your life where you would give anything to trade places with who you are now, right? Like when you're in your last months of life and you're terminally ill, or you've lost someone very close to you. I mean, there's like when you have this moment in the sun where things are basically going well. I think it's appropriate to have a module in your mind which continually pings you, which says like if you can't enjoy this, right? Like, if this is going to be wasted on you, you're never going to be happy. Right? Like this, you should be able to enjoy this part. Like this is dessert, right? Dessert has arrived, and whatever story you have about all the other things you might do or become, this is really like this is a wonderful life, right? So can you settle into this at all with your attention, right? And if you can't, I think that's the problem to recognize.
There are certain situations and structures around the world that don't allow people to dream. My first step is to help people to learn how to dream, because they were under apartheid, a form of enslavement that did not make dreaming possible.
And after all, if you do really like what you're doing, it doesn't matter what it is, you can eventually you can eventually become a master of it. It's the only way to become a master of something, to be really with it. And then you'll be able to get a good fee for whatever it is. So don't worry too much. Somebody's interested in everything. And anything you can be interested in, you'll find others in. But it's absolutely stupid to spend your time doing things you don't like in order to go on spending things you don't like, doing things you don't like, and to teach your children to follow in the same track.
Okay, well, what we truly have is this moment. And this